So I'll say, indeed, and greetings upon you, beloved and early friends. Thank you so much for joining me here again today, sharing some space, for allowing yourself to breathe, and for having moved throughout your day. Maybe have moved from your bed. Maybe you're still in your bed. Have moved your hand in order to be here now. Brother Dan, thank you so much for joining me, man. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Have you made any works of art as of late? Comes to my mind now. I'm feeling really good. Me and brother Ryan had our first Zoom yoga session today. So, Ermias Plur. Uh, with this whole journey of showing up every day and what I believe about this journey and what I believe about showing up for ourselves and for the things we believe in, he shared with me that he resonates with that understanding of that feeling, and he would like to show up at least for 2 months. He is here now, at least for 2 months for this yoga journey. And since I'm very much a believer in showing up, I told him that I will show up for his classes as well if he was willing to show up for his own. So we started our first day today. It's very, in the words of Ryan as well, a gentle meditation. Very interesting as well. So usually with meditation or yoga rather, I guess it could be movement meditation. With yoga, Anna, dink jy jy moet die bed opmaak nie, Anna? Ek gaan hom weer gebruik. Ek gaan hom elke dag hom gebruik basically vir die volgende 2 maande. I'm just letting her know like this. I set up a bunch of stuff on the other side. So we did our first yoga session today, and one of the things that Ryan mentioned is that we should breathe with every single movement. In his words, the movement or the breath serves the movement. So as you breathe in, you basically come to the peak of the movement. As you breathe out, you run yourself down again. And usually, I would do yoga, and I would put myself into uncomfortable slash difficult to keep positions. And the more strain there is, the more difficulty there is in that position, the more you would have to breathe. Where in this form of yoga, it wasn't necessarily something that I could continually keep breathing into. I had to breathe with the movement. And it was good, dude, please. It wasn't exhausting, but it was tiring in a way that I haven't been tired before, while also really connecting me with my breath and just the awareness of my movement. I woke up this morning feeling horrible, so bad. And you're like, oh no, Melt, why did you feel bad? Maybe, just maybe because I'm a little bit stupid. Just a wee bit stupid. You're like, no, man. So yesterday we talk about self-love, right? So I happened to pick myself a spot. The clouds were kind of overcast. The sun should be moving down a little bit, so hopefully I'll stop getting blasted. Maybe I'll just have to get up close and personal with your friends for a bit. It's so freaking hot. So I woke up this morning feeling horrible. Didn't sleep early enough. And on top of that, I didn't do intermittent fasting yesterday. And I broke my intermittent fasting goal, cycle, whatever you want to call it, by eating excess amounts of sugar. Because I was like, yeah, Valentine's Day, I'm going to eat some sweet things. I'm going to be happy about that. And I guess I was kind of happy about it in the moment. And then this morning, this morning I wake up and it feels like, someone tried to put me back into a back into like a toothpaste tube. It's like, yeah, forced back into my own body, like getting, but my body no longer wants to be habited. So I was very much not having a good time. Basically, tried to keep my eyes open, felt like I was dragging myself across the room, made myself a coffee just to feel like I'm a little bit alive. Went and worked on my plans, tried to do a little bit of writing, but just had so much brain fog that I couldn't get anything done. Cooked myself a meal. I cooked some bone broth last night as well, and I let it run overnight. So this morning I portioned out, I guess, the bone broth, freeze it, and now that when I do one meal a day, I'll just take like one of those little bowls of bone broth and I'll add it to my meal just to have a little bit of extra nutrients. And I'm like getting these things done, and I'm not feeling it. I'm like feeling like I'm dying or something. And I start to talk to Ryan. We're basically getting things done, and I tell him how I'm feeling. And he mentions to me that these yoga movements encourage, the movement of our spine, the movement of our spinal fluids. And these spinal fluids basically has the effect of detoxing, washing our brain. So when we sleep, and on an X-ray, if you put like bioluminescent type of materials in that spinal fluid, you can literally see how it flows into your brain and then flows back out of your brain, and then in doing so washes away all of these spent chemicals, basically chemicals that have already served their function and now are just kind of like base level chemicals. Washes it out. And these yoga exercises are supposed to kind of clear your mind out as well. And I genuinely feel clearer. I don't feel as clear as I could be, but I feel, so I was mentioning to him, I feel like I'm 22%, like I was functioning on 22%. Now it's like 88%. There's still 12% missing somewhere. Somewhere out there, there's 12% left, but we're here now. Thank you, friends, so much for joining me. Do any of you, Ayo Javan, do any of you do yoga or any other movement exercises? Do you do any breathwork exercises? And if you do, have they helped you? Mighty to you, Servinia. Thank you for joining me, friend. We have DMW Toxic. I'm adding Linkter, Dead Man Walking Tees. Thank you, friend. I hope that you succeed on your journey to get support. Genuinely. Like, I'm not even being ironic. I genuinely hope you succeed. I would love to help you, but I wouldn't be able to at the moment. Thank you for the good energy, Ryan. I'm proud of you both and for the effort you put into self-love. Thank you, Isaac, for noticing us and for thanking us as well for that, my friend. I appreciate you. How are you doing, Isaac? Tell us about it, Mel. There we go, Uncle Becky. I've told you, it's amazing. I would highly recommend it. We're going to do this every day. The link is going to be tagged or posted in the Melt Discord, and the stream comes true. Yeah, stream comes true. Dreams come true. Streams come true. Section, and you can join. There's no expectation, but it is amazing, and it is at the moment free. Please share how one would join said yoga. So, Ninja Peach, thank you so much for asking, my friend. In the Discord, on Streams Come True, there's like a little Zoom link. And if you click on the Zoom link, you'll add your details, and then you'll be able to join. I look forward to seeing you friends there next time. Gem sends her love as she is streaming now. Thank you so much, Lavinia. Send Gem my love as well. We'll do a little telephone game. Good morning to you, Loose Raptor. Thank you for joining me. Oh, goodness. I see what's happening. Thank you, friends, for joining me, for sharing the space with me. Do excuse me if I'm a little bit out of it. I feel like I'm tired, unaligned, while at the same time being energized and realigned. Like I did a bunch of things that put me on put me on the wrong path, by eating a bunch of sugars and not sleeping properly. And then I did a bunch of things that tried to put me back on the right path. And I'm like almost on that right path, but I'm like maybe catching some rocks every now and then, maybe like a piece of tire. I want to read us something worth saying though. So even if you stay for only like a few seconds, at least you can hear something that can resonate with you or not resonate with you. Do let me know. It's like, nah, dude, no resonance whatsoever. You don't know what you're talking about. And this is the one that speaks to me. I don't know what it's gonna be, but let's see together. It goes, see each person as a blossoming flower, growing and becoming more beautiful for all of the world to appreciate. Uh, whoa, where did it go? There we go. Come back here. I want to read it one more time. Isn't that beautiful? And couldn't we see each person as a blossoming flower, growing and becoming more beautiful for all of the world to appreciate? Whew. For nothing outside of you has any effect on your soul. You are not a victim. You are not a victim, friends. We're not victims at all. And I know that that can be strong coming from me. It's like, yeah, Mel, you're just saying that because you haven't been victimized. Are you sure about that? We've all been victimized. At least in our idea of being victimized, I believe we've all been victimized. But if we keep telling ourselves that we are victims because we've been victimized, we're going to continue staying in that mindset. If we can align our understanding, with this one of soul, this one of being untouchable, awareness. So fundamentally, you are aware. As a baby, you come into this world. If someone does this in front of your face, you're like, the fuck are you doing, dude? Because you're aware. You might not know what the hell this person is doing. You might not know how those sounds are being made. You might not understand that you're seeing fingers in front of your face right now, but you're aware of that input. And in the same way, even though it can be seen as something that's mean, clicking in front of this baby's face, the baby isn't a victim. The baby is just aware. And in the same way, you are aware. And if we can try and train our awareness on seeing other people as blossoming flowers, instead of trying to pry them open, you can't pry a flower open to get it to bloom. You have to water it. You have to wait for it. You have to be with it as well. That's one of the things that we don't realize. Like these little flowers. On one of the streams, I was asking a question. I was asking a question that I didn't have answers to. And as I was asking for answers, I just see this little flower pop open. And in that moment, I realized that that is as much of an answer as I could ever ask for. I don't need to understand everything. All I need to try and see is the beauty in it. Try and find the little blossoming flowers. You, as the blossoming flowers, friend, do realize that you're appreciated. Know that you're loved. Know that you matter more than anything. I'm going to be hitting on this one a few times, but you, as a being, are infinitely valuable. We live in a world where, human beings are deduced to our ability to earn dollar values. It's like, oh yes, this person earns X amount of daras a month, so very, very respectable person. Oh, this person doesn't earn any daras a month. Nah, not worth my respect. But sit down with those two people, have conversations with those two people, ask them what they've been through, ask them if they have siblings, ask them how their mom treated them when they were a kid, ask them how they treat their mom. You will literally experience an infinite amount of perspective with each and every single person. And if we can realize that about every single person, instead of just seeing them as, oh, like try and form a label. And I understand why we do it. On a realistic level, we form labels about people because it's the efficient thing to do. On an evolutionary level, we had to quickly identify something as either a threat or friend. And if we couldn't do that, it could cost us our lives. If an entity, let's say it's a bipedal human entity, walks up to my tribe and he has a scrounged out face and, a spear as he's running at me. And I'm like, oh, look at this friend coming and so passionately saying hi to me. And he runs his spear through my chest. That would have been a big yikes. So I had to be like, wait a second, that dude is bad news. I need to either GTFO or I need to get my own spear. And for the longest time, our brains, our way of living was trained on that model of existence. But we're no longer that. We're no longer living in a society where we're chasing each other down with spears. We're no longer well, that's arguable, but we're no longer stealing from one another. So we no longer have to try and label a person on face value because we never will be able to. And first impressions are very important, and we know this. But we should try and not allow ourselves to be too impressionable on that level. And I know you friends are wise, so I appreciate you for listening. Glad I came over for this story. The arm movement add so much. Thank you for joining us, Natalie. When it rains, it pours. It's so nice to have you here. Mm. Uncle Becky says, yoga gave me the ability to walk again. Truly saved me. I want to go back in the practice. Please do. Brother Brandon, like we have a class now. We would love to have you there. Cryodamus. What's up with you, friend? I'm doing so well. I'm I'm learning. I feel like I'm a baby again, dude. In a lot of ways. Where I feel so stupid. I feel so stupid. I feel like I'm fumbling. I feel like I'm, doing this and then doing that. And at the same time, I'm actually dedicating proper time to my writing again. So I'm getting writing done. I'm putting that writing energy towards something that I want to realize. I was spending a lot of time writing my book, and I felt as I was writing it, the disparity, this discrepancy between the person I am and the person I was when I started writing the book and who I was becoming as I was writing the book was so sheer and so different that I felt like there was a desynchronization of message of intention in the very book I was writing. So I started the thing all over again, and it kills me because like throwing 36,000 words away isn't very fun. I guess they're not thrown away, but I'll reference them. But I was a little bit discouraged, by that feeling. And now we're basically making these classes, and it's Peppy just got chased by one of the gooses. And it's so fun because I feel like I'm teaching myself, and that is something I want to mention to you friends in this space as well. That everything we talk about here, everything I say, I'm very much saying to myself as well. I'm not saying these things because I'm like, I know so much and all of you need to be doing. No. I know, I know. And by reminding myself of these things, I keep reminding myself of these things. And if we stay reminded, if we stay aware, then we're going to be able to help ourselves. A tick climbed on Pippi. I hope it's not the only one. Let me check you. Let me check if you have more ticks. Okay, seems to be. Seems to be. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm gonna take that. It's a little bit hot to be sitting on me, don't you think? Don't you think it's a bit hot? Is that nice? You like that? I wish I had something blowing on me right now. How about it, Mrs. Wind? You want to blow on me a little bit? You silly thing. Yeah, 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 yeah. But it's hot. Don't you wanna sit there? You sit there and I sit here. How about that? How about it? How about it? I'm like sweating here. Okay, I'm gonna open up a little bit so I can cool down. Whew. Just came to say hi and send some love. Hope you're well, Mel. Thank you, nudes. I appreciate you, friend. It's Mellow Man. It can be, Ducky. You look like Young Gravy. I've heard you say that. Oh my goodness, you look like Heath Ledger. Like if Young Gravy, Heath Ledger, Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth, Kit Harington. Maybe I think we've had Kelly G as well. Did like a fusion ha. Then it made me basically. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. Thank you, bruv. I hope you're having a good one as well. I will post a Zoom link each day at 5:15 a.m. Pacific. We start at 5:30 a.m. Pacific for 20 minutes. Dude, the fact that you're up so early, and I'm guessing that you probably didn't go to bed last night. And I don't know if it was excitement or just preparation, but thank you, brother Bay. I saw that as well, man. Jem says she loves you and she's not happy that she's missing your stream, but she's gonna draw her snooze. Tell Jem she do her. Like 100% the snooze need to be drawn. Tell Jem I love her as well. Jem, if you're a friend of the morning, like who's this Jem character? Jem is another streamer friend who's streaming on the RPAN as well. AMC to the moon, if you say so, Tree Grows. If you're invested, I hope AMC goes to the moon, and I hope you make so much money, friend. Thank you for the silver, Joseph. Yay, Shri Krishna Radhi Radhi. I wish I knew what those things meant, friend, but I appreciate your intention to share it with me. Cute. Thank you, Bubbles. It's inspiring that you handle breaking a streak of something important so well and making the choice to continue and begin again rather than approaching with negativity and frustration. Very awesome. Isaac, it's okay. You know, we're all human beings. I'm very human being. Exceptionally human being, you know, and I'm aware of that and I make mistakes and I falter, you know, sometimes I'm a little bit off balance, whatever, you know, and it's okay to do those things as well. It's a part of the experience. Post in the stream come true Discord. Thank you so much. Love yoga. Me too. Me too. I genuinely enjoy it. I don't know why. Like, I want to say it's difficult for me to practice. It isn't difficult for me to practice. It's just about showing up. It literally is just about showing up. And I'm so happy that Brother Ryan is reminding me of that as well. Also, yoga is great for that. I can't wait for my daily yoga at my lunch break. It helps me every day. My new job makes me sit all day. Oh goodness, Isaac. Really? I thought you were working as a hairdresser, my friend, or a barber, you know, and you have to sit down doing that? Or are you at a new job now, Isaac? Please do let me know. Breathing exercises to relax and go to sleep. Like, I see your name is Duck. They're not exactly ducks, but gooses is. But I had to share, dude. Like, it's so interesting to me. They've been really comfortable, almost almost synchronistically comfortable, and joined me while I'm streaming, you know, comes and eats grass close to me. It's kind of nice. I've been growing a little bit more fondly of them. I don't know why. I think it's because they're no longer making those obnoxious sounds as often. Maybe I'm just not aware. My daughter liked them. Thank you, Natalie. I'm happy that she could, you know, join me as well. Thank you so much for sharing this perspective. I appreciate it genuinely. Phoenix says, "Oh man, the package lapsed and someone came and took it. Just passed by to say hello. Thank you so much, Chris. Love you, my friend. Hello to you, Astro. It's been a while, friend. I started practicing Taoist art, Qui-Gon, and Tai Chi. It has helped me more than any other exercises. I want to do Tai Chi as well. You know, when I was in China, I considered doing Tai Chi. Pepe, hey, you're stepping on my streaming setup. The freaking gooses are chasing her. Look at this goose. Look at how close he is. Like, he's this close. Like, pretty close. And he's chasing Pepe. Like, you want to step up, bitch? Kick your ass, yo. Shame for Pepe. Mm. So I wanted to do Tai Chi as well, but I couldn't find a teacher. I couldn't find a teacher. And the teachers that I could find, you know, were doing it like 4 a.m. And I guess I could have woken up at 4 a.m. and done it with them. But it's a very disciplined practice, let's say. A full body yoga as a way to feel connected to the ground and breath, leading into my daily meditation. It really resets me for a good meditation. I think I should start doing the same, you know, even if you don't do yoga, just going through a few stretches and feeling into your body, breathing into your body as you're stretching, you know, becoming aware of where the tension is. And instead of thinking, oh, this is painful, you're just like, and then after you've breathed, like, completely exhaled, then you release the tension again. And I feel, I feel it's just reestablishing the mind body connection. Ryan said something that I agree with today, where he mentioned that consciousness could, I would say, reside within the heart. And the way that I understand things, you know, from this level of unity, I believe the same thing, that consciousness is a heart energy, you know, like a beating, pulsating, frequency inducing thing into this universe, and we're all a part of that. I think about doing yoga a lot. Think about it some more, friend. And then if you've thought about it enough, start doing it. You've convinced me to get out of bed and do some stretches. Wex, thank you. Thank you so much for taking care of yourself, my friend. Makes me so happy to hear that. Had to do a double take. This guy looks like Young Gravy. Yeah, I'm Young Gravy's, second cousin. Unfortunately, he pretends like he doesn't know me. You know, cousins when they get famous. Mm. I woke up feeling garbage as well, sore from a workout, and my IBS has been acting up a lot, and abdominal pain today, so looking forward to reset. I hope so for you as well, my friend. Like, I've also been a little bit stiff with the exercises, and I feel like I'm not eating enough protein for the amount I'm exercising, but I do not have the means to eat any more than I am eating. So it's like a weird position I find myself in at the moment. I hope you feel better as well, friend. Are you Weird L? Yes, I am Weird L, friend. The one and only L that is weird, not Young Gravy. Is that a kookaburra? No, it's not. We don't have kookaburras here in South Africa. Feeling great. Are you Young Gravy? Yes, I'm I'm all of them, friend. As you are me as well. I'm just gonna say that from now on. I'm insanely cool, proud of you, friend. Absolutely. Has anyone ever told you you look like young Heath Ledger? Nobody ever told me that, friend. So like the reason people do that, you're like, why do people keep being like, oh, you look like this person, oh, you look like that person? We're pattern recognizing, again, as we mentioned with the whole flight or fight response. When looking at a person, we try to form an understanding, put a label, you know uh a decision, a conclusion on a person, oh, Young Gravy, oh, Kit Harington, oh, Heath Ledger, no, 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 you can continue going. But we do that because it gives us some dopamine. Realize that even though dopamine is nice, I agree. I enjoy some dopamine myself as well occasionally. It's not indicative of truth. Usually the opposite, actually. It will convince you of something in the moment, and it will tell you you're right. Because by doing something like that, like, oh, you look like X person, it's like, yes, you were right about something. You were like, yes, correlation, and then you were right about something. But we do like to talk about not labeling ourselves or labeling other people in this space, because we're infinite beings and we cannot be labeled by silly names. Even though we do, keep names for the sake of the ego, otherwise it will lose its marbles a little bit. We don't do it with the intention of reducing ourselves to something less. Okay. Thank you, though. Thank you so much. You had sugar? I did, friend, and it devastated my body. My poor mind is like, dude, dude, why are you why are you doing this to us? Stop. Just stop. So I'm listening. I'm trying to. Raspberry good, thank you for the heartwarming. For the silver, a cat named Balls. Interesting username. I'm not gay, but that hair. My friend, it's okay to be gay as well. And thank you. It grows this way out of my head. Something that I have had so much contention around. Freaking hair. It's so stupid. Why do we worry about this little carbon tubes being extruded, slowly 3D printed out of our scalps? Why do we worry so much about it? I had this, I don't know if it's a revelation, but this feeling once, where I was like with friends, and I just like broke down into this rant about why it's so stupid that we attach so much value on hair. And I was talking with a friend who's also very insecure about her hair, and she's done a bunch of different things with it. And she tried to color it, and then the bleach really hurt her hair, and she had to cut a lot of it off. And like we're sharing these conversations, and it's just so surreal to me how much we attach, just to everything. Not even just hair, clothing that we wear, the way we do certain things. If we see someone doing something that we would do differently, we're like, yeah, no. Pattern recognizing. We keep recognizing different patterns. And unfortunately, one of the patterns that we've chosen to recognize is this one of hair, one of teeth, one of physical appearance, when we're so much more than just this. You are so much more than just this. The light is shining so bright in you, sending all the love to you. Thank you, friend, so much. I'm just being your mirror, dude. I'm just like a mirror. All you're seeing is your light reflected back at you, friend. It was to the point that my wife and I had to put my boots on for me. 2 months later, I was standing on my head from the crow pose. Of course, Uncle Becky is just like, oh yes, 2 months, headstands. I remember you from before. And here I am again, A team. Thank you for this. Thank you, Raspberry Good. I hope you realize that you're loved. I hope you think of yourself as more than just this, because you are. I would love to smoke with you as well, A team. Hopefully one day. Philosophical, half-hearted Heath Ledger. Half-hearted? Really? That's a big yikes. I feel I'm not half-hearted. I'm just a bit tired, friend. Dude, yes. Freaking stabbing at my heart. I like the philosophical one. You see, that's where you got my attention. And then you like stab me in the heart with the half-hearted. Cut my heart in half to be half-hearted. Thank you, though. Anyway, friend, I appreciate your input. Things don't happen to us. They happen. We decide how we respond. You're right, friend. Like that's Stoic philosophy 101 as well. That it's not so much about what happens outside in the world, it's how you interpret it. And men are more and it's just I'm quoting, from the Stoic philosophy, women as well, of course. People, if you will, are so caught up in the mind, that we don't realize that we're ruining our own experiences. And if you realize you're ruining your own experience, you can stop. You can take control over the one thing you do have control over. And that's the way you interpret things. Which book is that? This little book is a book of things worth saying. And the thing worth saying that I said is from a book series called The Way of Mastery by, I think, Jeshua or something. And Jon Snow, how's your day? I'm doing well, friend. How about you? Where at? South Africa. I like where you are. Seems like you're really one with nature. We all are, friend. If we weren't one with nature, we would not be able to breathe right now. We would not be able to drink water. Rain wouldn't fall. Things would just die. We are one with nature, friend. Thank you for seeing me as well. Where are you? Hippie, you're right, friend. Wait, what? The Dabby? The baby? What about the baby? I don't think I said anything about the baby. Thank you for the love, Natalie. Little P, little Pippi. Oh, you're talking about Peppy. I don't know if you can see her. She's laying, and I don't want to disturb her right now. She's laying on the little mattress beneath me. Talk about Hadidas? Hadeda? Hadeda? Hadidas? I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean. My name Jeff, the amazing South African bird. Yeah, Hadida. I mean, there's not much to say. They're just big. They're really big and they're really loud. Hadidas, and they have these long, kind of, we call them snavelbacken in Afrikaans. And a snavelback is basically 'n bek wat in die grond ingedruk kan word en 'n goggetjie uit die gaatjie uit kan haal. In plaas daarvan dat hy moet grou, hy druk dit sy bek en gaan eet hom daar binne. So Hadidas basically have these long beaks, and instead of having to dig for things or scratch with their paws, they just straight up put their beaks inside the ground wherever the bug is and get it out of its little hidey hole. Thank you, JM, for the silver, friend. Thank you for that inspiration. You're so strong and awesome. Genuinely, he is. My cat is mimicking that bird dead ass, making the same sounds. That's pretty cool. Is this the same speech you were told the first time your friend? That's a little bit, I'll just say, tasteless. These guys full of shit, to be honest. They do DMT and shit. They think they can life coach the entire planet. Wastelander, aren't you doing the same? Uh, I mean, the life coaching you're doing right now is one of hate. And you didn't need to do DMT to do that. So, what do you think is better? The encouragement of seeing the world and the people around us as infinitely beautiful, or seeing the world the way you do? Wastelander. Literally, you're Dottie Wastelander. Like it's gonna be, it will be a wasteland if we continue the way we have been continuing. We literally have weapons of mass destruction. Vladimir Putin recently just like straight up said, yeah, if you fuck with us, we're just gonna fucking nuke you. and there will be no winners. He just straight up says that. There will be no winners. Everybody will die. So, do you want to do that? I mean, you probably do. You're like, yeah, I do, in fact, want to die. No, we don't want to die. We're gonna die eventually, but for the time being, let's live, dude. And let's live in harmony. Let's live and actually help one another. Thank you for saying the same, Janky Cliffside. I couldn't agree more. Are you and you take the time to be rude? Yeah, there we go. Thank you for knowing the same, friend. Helpful. Why are people rude? I feel they're just scared, friend. They're so scared of admitting that the reason they're feeling the way that they are about the world, about themselves, is because of themselves. And instead of admitting that, they would rather project that self hatred into the external world. And that's why we can be rude with people. And that's, I always know that that person is in pain. So I try to be as gentle as I can be, but sometimes I slip as well. Just a human. Wow, this kid has it all figured out, Lamar. I really do not troll Tate. I really do not, friend. I I wish. I wish I did. You know, especially when I see the amount of pain in the world, I see the amount of suffering, induced by, if it's medical complications, financial complications, societal complications, household complications. There's so much pain in the world right now. And being confronted with that amount of information and realizing how little I know to actually properly help, I don't know anything, friend. All I'm trying to do is share love, trying to be here with friends who want to do the same. Pondering on that flower comment, it's interesting how it's much easier to kill a flower or make it wither, much harder to get it to thrive. It's easy to hurt people. It takes thought to nurture. Any thoughts? Isaac, what a beautiful insight that is. What an amazing insight. And I feel it's so fitting with the energy I'm feeling in my heart right now. Like it's not nice to me. It's not nice to me to see some of the stuff that gets sent. And even though I try not to be affected, of course it will affect us. And I'm so happy that you say that because in that way, each and every single one of us are these flowers as well. And we are sensitive to someone throwing straight humps of shit at us. Sure, the shit can get washed down and nourish our roots, but goodness, it can hurt being hit with shit sometimes. But yeah, I'm trying to frame it in that way where instead of the hatred being poison, it's just manure, and I can use that to grow from as well. Maybe if anything, to just keep myself aware, keep myself here, grounded. Highly recommend the Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. Thank you for suggesting, Pugrand. People like yourself won't understand it until it's too late. Yeah. Maybe you should smoke some DMT. How about that? 76ers. Look, book, I love that so much. Something I've considered but haven't been able to put into words so perfectly, right? What a beautiful thing that is to say. I really appreciate that, Isaac. I actually, there we go. I want to screenshot that one. I really like it. I couldn't agree more. Nobody is letting you into heaven with that hair. Ramen. That's hilarious. Hadidas. Those things you're hearing, those are Hadidas. There you go. They joined us. We're already in heaven, friend. I don't need to be let into heaven. Here I am, smack dab in the middle of it. Trees, grass underneath my feet, a puppy to share love with. Oh, you're so much more. Oh, I love my puppy, long stockings. Oh, so much, much, much. Okay, I know it's hot. This is heaven, dude. You're already in heaven. I don't need to be let into heaven. Here we are. Everything by Eckhart Tolle as well. Yeah, Eckhart Tolle is a G. That dude knows. Later, I'm losing brain cells. I think you can stand to lose some more, Trote. Yeah, man, great story, great vibes. Thank you, friend. Please don't entertain the trolls. The wholesome banhammer is engaged. There we go. Like, I would be very careful with Uncle Becky and chat, dude. You'll just get bonked. Bang! Thank you for joining us with a bang mixed to death. I appreciate you. Glad I could relate to you. Of course, he's written a boom. Uncle Becky, thank you for the wholesome. I am amused that just by looking at you, I could tell you're South African. What's up, my bro? Appendix. It's nice to have you, friend. I'm doing well, dude. I'm doing well. I'm surprised by your ability to identify me as a South African just by looks. Usually people come in here and like, what is that accent? Where is it from? And then there's like a solid bout of confusion, and then I try to correct them. So you're on point. Do the ticks there carry Lyme disease? Eek. No, fortunately not. Fortunately, they don't, Ninja Peach, because I've in the last month I've probably found like 6 ticks on myself. Because what she does is she like runs through grass and then she runs to me and then she gets all up in my business and then she transfers ticks to me. Now the paranoia kicks in, making sure I don't have any ticks of here right now. But fortunately, no Lyme disease. Thank you for asking, Ninja Peach. Hey, Heather, thank you for joining us. Philo, thank you for the wholesome. I've set up a new post flare for melt streams, so you can sort post by flare for quicker access. Uncle Becky, thank you so much for the bear. I appreciate that, genuinely. I am a hairdresser. I only got to work 2 Saturdays. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I only get to work 2 Saturdays a month. I started a new job in November after moving an hour away from clients for more money to support my fiance through law school. Happy to make the change, but adjusting to the new constant. Thank you for letting me know, Isaac. I appreciate that. Now I have a little bit more insight. I love the term make space to connect yoga and meditation. Your breath, you breathe into the stretch to make more space in your body, to then make more space in your mind and consciousness. It's so crazy awesome. The thing that's crazy awesome to me, Isaac, is that, these Indian cultures have been practicing yoga for thousands of years, have been chanting, making these beautiful, frequency instruments as well. And just how much spirituality was practiced in that space without them having access to anything else. It was like an ultimate technology for them. It really is awesome. Oh, Isaac. Oh, Heather. We love you so much, my friend. Thank you so much for sharing love as well. Does smoking weed prevent getting the most out of yoga? I don't know about that, 76ers. I wouldn't be able to tell you. If that question was to be answered by anybody, it would be Ryan. I don't think I have enough perspective and experience with yoga just yet to make an educated, comment on that. Thank you for asking, though, friend. It's so important to push oxygen into the sore muscles. Also, when you're inverted, it drains toxins from your organs to help rejuvenation of self. Movement. Like I really like dancing as well. And dancing to me is the most extreme form of movement, at least the way that I dance. If you friends know the way that I dance, you know what I mean when I say the most extreme form of movement. I don't think even sprinting isn't as violent as my dancing. And I'm not being like my body straight up wants to die when I dance with it. And I say that very, kind of coyly because it does feel like I'm dancing with my body. Like my body is an instrument as a guitar would be to the music. And it's so surreal that we can push our bodies into these positions where my body like lets me know, bruh, please, please stop, please give me a second to breathe. And that feeling, being completely out of breath, almost like calling oxygen into your body, as you're saying, pushing oxygen into sore muscles, is so beneficial. It does worlds of good. Does taking protein powder essentially do the same as eating actual protein? I mean, it's a different form of protein. The protein powder that I take is whey protein. So when they make cheese, they put a culture in the milk, and then the fatty bits of the cheese kind of consolidate together, and then there's this liquid that drains off of it that they call whey, and then they reduce the water in that whey, and it turns into a powder, and that powder is basically protein. And you can feed it to your body, and your body can extract a lot of protein from it. But I think it's a little bit less bioavailable than actual protein. But it's a lot easier for me to get it into my being. Jacob, hello to you, friend. Thank you for joining us. How are you feeling, friend? How are you feeling? We were talking yesterday about self love and you about getting into exercise. And today we're talking about yoga, stretching as well. How are you feeling today, friend? You were being so gracious and loving with the stream title, Yoga Lets You Into Heaven. But let's get rid of that belief that we have to do anything to access love. Yoga can be one good way to participate in the heaven we are already in. Brother Bay, maybe I put that title, like that so that you can say exactly what you just said. Thank you so much for sharing that. I couldn't agree more. The reason I put heaven is because it's the only word I could have in that context rhyme with 11. Today is day 411. Yoga lets you into heaven. That's why technically I put it like that. So after my yoga session with Ryan, there's like this position that's called like the death pose. Ryan will know the actual terminology for it. But you basically have your arms relaxed, head completely back, legs straight forward. And I was looking at the ceiling, and the ceiling lines after doing this, yoga exercise were doing this. And I was like, that's pretty. And it was in that context that I felt, yes, I'm here in heaven. We're already in heaven. Yoga just lets you even more into that by moving into that, by breathing into that. Hey, dude. Hey, option important 4494. It's nice to have you, friend. Thank you for joining us. Heaven within facts. I love the aspect about doing hair. I always have that conversation about this is a pointless mass of dead cells. Do your hair as an expression of you. I have so many clients say, "Oh, my husband hates it red, but I love it." You do it then, friend. Man, ugh, how much? Just so imagine. Let's think for a second. All of the experiences we could have had, all of the things we could have done, all of the beauty, that we could have contributed to, and then, having a significant other that doesn't like that thing, and then how much we've been robbed of by maybe choosing partners that don't support us fully. I hope that those clients of yours color their hair red anyway. Man, I would actually love to shave my head, but my family expresses that they would be devastated. I really do think I'll do it one day though. I think I might as well, Jovan. I think I might as well. Maybe nature will do it for me. We'll see. How do you roll your joint? So technically, I can answer that question. I start by writing an intention on my little Garrick paper. So here in South Africa, we put like little filters in our joints. We don't just go all weed. We have like a little paper bit that we roll up for a filter, and then in that rolled up filter, I'll write an intention. Something that I want to encourage in my consciousness as I'm smoking that joint. So if I'm thinking about pain, or if I'm thinking about uh, being lacking in myself, or I'm thinking about some sort of conflict happening in my life, I can try and set an intention opposed to that, like healing or conflict resolution, or, etc. Whatever you want your intention to be, you write that on your little Garrick paper. Then you roll your joint, put weed in, roll it up, tuck the little paper, roll it over, and then as you're smoking that joint, remind yourself of that intention as many times as you possibly can. And then you see how that works for you, friend. That's how I roll joints. Colonel, it's nice to see you, friend. Thank you for joining us again. But it's your body. Are you scandalous or Scandinavian? Neither, friend, fortunately. Thank you, know somewhere. It's nice to have you here. Phew, it's been a morning. Hope everyone is well. Thank you. On B, I'm doing well. How are you feeling, my friend? We have Kelly here as well. Thank you for joining us, my friend. It's so nice to have you here. Hoping for change of heart for Wastelander. You have light in you. I hope you acknowledge that beauty. Unfortunately, those friends, I know when a friend isn't willing to stay. I just wish we had good trolls. Like the trolls we get, unfortunately, aren't really good trolls. They're not bringing anything of value. Like, I would encourage, I know Uncle Becky would be like, no, Mel, don't feed the trolls. I would encourage the trolls. Rather, I'll say, I'll hold a snack, tell the trolls I will feed them, in fact. If they can, in fact, devastate me. If you can say something to me so true from a place of depth that I can actually question myself, that I can actually wonder, these things I believe, maybe they are wrong. Maybe these things I'm trying to say don't have any value. Maybe these moments that I share with friends I shouldn't be sharing. By all means, try and convince me. Try and convince me that love isn't true. And if you succeed at that, I'll feed you for the rest of your life. Well, you're gonna freaking have a hard time. You're gonna really have a hard time. I'd like to see you try though. Russia will be the loser for sure. All of us will be the loser, friend. I hope that it never comes to that. Aunt B, because if a single life is lost, friend, we're all losing. Were you the Joker? No, friend, I will be someday. Hopefully. We've been manifesting it so much. People have been calling me Heath Ledger so many times. I've said that I would like to play the role of the Joker, so many times that eventually it will have to happen, friend. We'll see. Bad moves according to the past world wars. Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. Like, none of it is. It's all bullshit, dude. I'm from Russia invading and uniting the American people for a cause. Get us away from destroying ourselves. I hope so as well, friend. Thank you, Beneficial Bar, for joining us as well. It doesn't matter what I do the day before. Somehow I cannot seem to have everyone stuffed together, up and out the door on time. On the beat, and that just seems, like momming 101. I was one of those kids that was more concerned about being late than my mom was or my other siblings was. I don't even know why. Actually, I do know why. I enjoyed spending time at school before school actually started. The only parts of school that was fun to me is where I wasn't at school. So, I wanted to be there. So I also wanted to be early. On B, know that it's gonna be okay, friend. Little by little, you're going to get good. Those kids are gonna grow up. We live in a free country that controls the world, a free country that controls the world. We don't need to always turn on our fellow Americans. We don't need to turn on our fellow Americans. The thing is, friend, in the world we're living in right now, and the powers that be can only be in power if we're separated. If we're not gonna be able to see each other eye to eye, if we're scared of our own neighbors, that's how they stay in control. And you can see it in our world right now, and it's a little bit painful to watch, but I do believe it's changing as well. Clearly, the haters didn't watch yesterday's stream about loving ourselves, sending love and big hugs to you, Mel, to balance out some of that yucky stuff. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ninja Peach. Unfortunately, when I try to remove comments to protect Melt, it still shows them. I don't know why, Uncle Becky. Like on my stream alone, I can always see the comments. Even after they've been deleted, I can still see them. Like unequivocally. And I feel like a part of me wants that. I don't know if that's a weird thing. Like I had this conversation with Brother Ryan as well. I'm not opposed to the hate comments because I believe it's an opportunity to share love again. The thing I am opposed to is if those friends are no longer here, actually. So by banhammering people, then suddenly they're gone. And then even though I try to share love with them, they're not even here to receive it. And that's actually something I do have a problem with. But I have less of a problem with it than I have with the hate in the space. You friends are more important to me than people who don't think you are important to me. Yes. After seeing last night, It's amazing. You have any form of order in the chaos of anarchy of kids and pets. I guess I literally didn't understand. Like it boggles my mind. I would lose my mind. I mean, just climb the walls or something. I agree fully, but knowing it would upset and discomfort them more than it would benefit me deters me from it. One day, though. Yeah, but it's my body. Man, I actually love to shave my head. Oh, okay. I was about to say. Agree, but knowing it would upset and discomfort them more than it would benefit me deters me from it one day, though. Like, the benefit, I feel, is just gonna be comfort, Jovan. We're just gonna be like, oh, sick. And now I don't have to tie my hair before I go to sleep. Now I don't have to be so concerned about combing the knots out of my hair every day. Now I don't have to be so concerned about putting oils on my hair to keep them healthy. Nah. Such bullshit. So much, not bullshit. So much intention and energy into taking care of our hair sometimes. And I also am just like, just want to shave it off. I'm imagining what the sensation of running a hand over super short hair would feel like. Isn't it interesting to think about how so many people can't relate to that? Like, can relate to that. I'm guessing is what you meant to say, Jovan. Because every single person that I've ever seen in the presence of someone who had their head shaved wanted to touch their shaven head. Like, almost without fail. Burps. So many burps though somewhere. Dude, you made me chuckle so heavily. Ramen, right? I actually did enjoy that as well. It was pretty fire. Thank you for the wholesome friend. Love helps. Yes, it does. Sometimes, somewhere, love saves. Thank you for in this moment, right now, saving me, Jovan. Saving us. I appreciate you. Saves more than rage. Hey, Lisa. Thank you for joining us, Management Annie. It's nice to have you here, my friend. Are you Zohan? No hand push up. Like, don't mess with the Zohan. What a G. I wonder if those movies infected my brain or something. I watched them when I was like 8 years old. Don't mess with the Zohan and the Love Guru. Probably gave me brain damage or something. Those freaking slapstick movies. I think THC, CBD enhances yoga. There we go. You have one perspective, friend. Au contraire, destruction is effortless and satisfies the mindless. And you're right on that. You know, like when I am mindless, I destroy things, including myself. Including myself. What a beautiful insight that is, actually, Jovan. It's the mindless that destroys. It is the mindful that builds. Mmm, man. Like I'm thinking about what happened yesterday. So I don't really want to show you, but yesterday I walked into something made of solid steel, and it was left in the middle of the way where I usually walk to my room, and my dad used it like it was these ramps that he drove the car onto, and he left those ramps in the middle of the way. And as I was walking, it was completely dark, and I usually don't turn the lights on, and I keep my eyes closed so that I can, just visualize where I'm walking. And I'm doing that, and I'm walking my path, and I'm walking with determination, and I kick that thing so hard, you know, that I feel like I'm gonna die. I like just like something like, oh, good, here comes death, put me out of my misery. And it basically like directly on that bone tip, it got kicked. Like now touching it is sensitive, and then that shock got shot like sent through my entire foot, and I lose my mind. I straight up lose my mind. I'm like, I become mindless in that sheer state of pain. And this is the second time something like this has happened, with them leaving things in the middle of the road. And I'm like, Dad, please, please stop leaving these things in the middle of the road. And he's like, why don't you move them? And I pick them up, and they weigh like 40 pounds each. And I throw that thing, you know, with so much shizzy, like with such power. I didn't know I was capable of that. and I didn't destroy it. But if it wasn't made of solid steel, it would have been broken. And my dad is like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "I'm moving them." You know. So very much so, completely mindless, Jovan. What an insight that is. Beautiful. Thank you so much. It's a weird expression, let you into heaven. I've always thought of you wanted in. You would have, you would behave as such. But you really think people are trying to sneak in by climbing the gates only to get kicked off by the bouncers? Unironically, people would rather sneak in than they would do the right things, and I guess that's what you're getting at, Heather. Is it fear? I don't know. What is it actually? Separation, maybe, actually. What was your foot? Yes, now you get both feet. Was that your foot? Yes, now you get both feet said so. I think you know somewhere. Next movie night, I'm going to show Breath of the Gods. It's about the teachings of Tirumalai Krishna Makaraya. Tirumalai Krishna Maraya. I'm sorry, Uncle Beck. Yeah, I tried, dude. I did try, but I'm sorry for butchering your name, Tiru. You're still a superstar, whether on time or not. You're doing the same thing. So easy on your, be easy on yourself. Thank you. Thank you so much for reminding our people. Okay. Uh, I guess it just bonked on the Reddit as well. We'll see if it's still working. Love you, Kira Burp. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Same here on B. Easy for monkeys. 444 came up twice on my work screen. Things are happening. Our awareness, dude, growing vaster and vaster and vaster. And we're growing into conscious awareness. You know, this conscious evolution that we're all a part of. I believe if each and every single one of us gains a percentage of awareness, every single one of us gains an infinite amount of awareness. Like it's so. How can I explain this in a proper way? Okay, let's take for example staring at a tree. You know, you can look at that tree and you can form a story about it. You can tell yourself the story of how it was a seed, how that seed germinated, how it shot roots down, how those roots, you know, form some sort of symbiotic relationship with fungi, and how it started like pushing a big, body, and then that body fractaled out into these beautiful branches, and then that became the leaves. And you can continue to do that. I can continue to tell that story. The animals that live in it, and then a bug was on his adventure, walking to this little delicious leaf spot that he knew, and then on his way there, his adventurous journey, got rudely interrupted by a bird eating him. Na 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 na. Perspective, awareness of the story of a tree. And just by sharing this perspective with you, just by sharing this awareness of what could be, of what might be with this tree, we now have more perspective of what a tree could be. And that is just a tree. If we had that much intuition, that much insight, that much love for everything, for this flower, for our animals, for the water that we're drinking, for the houses or buildings that we're living in, I believe with that level of awareness, just that story being a little bit more open about what things could be, we will all have more awareness about one another as well. Thank you for being so aware, Isaac, for noticing big money. Money. Monkey is the hardest. I'm feeling good today. I'm about to get out of bed and start my PT stretches and exercises. How are you, Mel? How is everyone here also doing? I'm doing well, Jacob. I'm a bit tired. I'm very kind of upset with myself that I faltered yesterday, and it's so weird because in the moment I was like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do, and then this morning, it literally feels like I went drinking last night or something, just eating sugars, and it was like being hungover and like hating myself for drinking so much or whatever. Even though I didn't drink a single thing. Joint rolling, yeah, joint rolling. So proud of you. In Africa, they don't have water pipes. Yeah, we do, friend. We have everything that you have. Thank you. I'm so late. No, you're not. You're here right now, Jem. Thank you for joining us, my friend. What's the pose called after you finish flowing and lay flat? The death pose, I believe, is what um, Ryan said to me to let me know what it's called in English. Can't remember. Like it's in my brain somewhere, but I can't remember. I could explain a possible origins to it, but it's more of a religious context in which neither I'm interested in nor Haywire Hill likes in the subreddit. I mean, like, feel free, Sorvinia. Like, this is. I don't know if that sounds like a pompous thing to say, but even though we are streaming on the Haywire Hill subreddit, I do not shy away from any topic. Any topic. Like, if we shied away from topics, then we would be limiting ourselves. We will address topics and then move past them if we don't want to continue lingering on them, but we always have the space open to share perspective. So please, Sorvinia, I would highly encourage you to share whatever you want to. Hello, you beautiful friends. Valentine's may be over, but I love you more than ever. Oh, Gem, you freaking sweetheart, you. Thank you for the platinum. Gem dropping in and dropping fat plats on the stream. I appreciate it. There is a lion behind you. Yes, I agree. No, somewhere. I am the lion behind me, friend. There probably is a lion behind me, because there could be infinity going in front of me and infinity behind me. And within that infinity, you can bet your ass there's gonna be lions, dude. So there is, in fact, lions behind me. I feel that. I spent almost all of my high school career in a very toxic relationship, caused a lot of subconscious problems, anxieties, insecurities. Took me a long time to learn and find my person that nurtures my individuality rather than shackles it. You're inspiring me, Isaac. I hope to one day find that as well, friend. A wild gem has appeared in the chat. Wild. They see me rolling. They trolling. I don't think I know what lyrics I want to add. I would have to actually sit down and think about that. Thank you, LDG, for joining us, my friend. It's nice to have you here. I've shaved my head. I've shaved many heads in my days as a cosmetologist. Wait till you're ready, but every time I've done it, it's the most empowering process of that person. Quite incredible to be part of. Thank you so much for sharing that insight as well, Isaac. Like, it must be so cool to have seen so many different beings come into your space with that intention to take away these, you know, for different reasons as well. Take away their hair for, to support the friend in solidarity for cancer. Take away their hair because it's an annoyance in their life and they want to not have that annoyance for a bit. Take away their hair because they feel they have too much of their sense of self and vanity attached to it. Like, how many perspectives you must have seen, and every single person who went through that process was empowered. Thank you so much for sharing it with us, my friend. You are questioning yourself now. I'm a good troll. Yes, you're the best. No, somewhere. You're getting the stamp. Thank you, friend. I'll stamp you right back. Follow Prota. Literally asking hypothetical questions about self. Yeah, friend. That's what we do. Like, you don't have to troll me for me to do that. That's just what we do here. All of like, going like for 411 days. It's just like, yes. I know nothing. Let me ask myself some questions and then see if I can find an answer. I'm not saying the answers I'm finding is right. I'm just gonna try and find one. And then in me trying to find that answer, in me asking questions, you are also going to come up with an answer in yourself. And then if I'm going to share my answer to that question, you can be like, I see how you could see it that way, but I don't see it that way. I see it a little bit this way. Or, that is an interesting way to see it. I can see myself seeing it that way as well. Or this dude is absolutely out of his mind, insane. lock him up in a loony bin. You know, whatever you're thinking, that's exactly what I want you to do. I want you to think what you're thinking. I want you to have your experience. I don't want you to listen to me unequivocally. I'm literally a speck of dust, you know. I'm very close to nothing in this whole of something, but I am something, and at least not nothing, dude. All I want you to know is that I don't believe I'm, infallible. I don't believe that I know everything. I believe I know a lot. I believe I've allowed myself information in this existence by asking the right questions, but I know that I haven't asked all of the questions, and I never will. And that is humbling, even inspiring to me to know that I will never know everything. Traditional, thank you for joining us again, friend. It's nice to have you here. You are the Joker in another universe. That Melty is as famous as Heath Ledger, and maybe Heath Ledger is a Reddit streamer giving out the good vibes. Man, that kind of that kind of brings a wholesome air into my heart as well. It's unfortunate, and I want to share this bit about Heath Ledger as well. Heath Ledger, his suicide note basically stated that humanity has simplified or reduced happiness to job, car, house, family, and if you don't have these things, you're not allowed to be happy in this world almost. And that is basically why he didn't want to be here anymore. And it devastates me that that is the case. I would have loved to be able to be his friend and have conversations with him. And I'm not saying that with this hope of being able to save him, but what if? What if he had more friends? What if he tuned into our streams, as an imagination? Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that so much, Jam. Hmm. Dealing today. Sorry, but we're running low on troll feed. Please contact our customer service line if you would feel like you're reaching out. This message an error, and a representative will get back to you. Probably never. Thanks. I wanted to ask you, Uncle Becky. I wanted to ask you privately, but I will ask you in stream so you can share with the rest of us. What is up with the goat farting? Is it just a funny thing? I don't understand because it always there is now a branding thing happening with it. It's not just, oh yeah, goat farts are funny. It's like you're branding yourself with that. Why is that, Uncle Becky? I would like to know. Looks beautiful there. Where are you? I am in South Africa, friend. Thank you for joining me. Live on Air Angel. I'm a Maddie. Some no somewhere. Like I feel like you're skating on very thin ice, my friend. Not with me, not with me, but with the other friends. You know, oh, skating on this thin ice, and people are like, "Bruh, please, we're trying to fish here. We're trying to sit down, put our lines in the water, pull our lines back out. Sometimes we get some fish, sometimes we don't get fish, and you back and forth, chasing all the fish away. Love you, Red Clicker. Thank you for joining me. And Nefelisa, have a nice day to you. Thank you, friend, for joining me. Some loves help. School was such a struggle. I was like that too. Show up early to socialize. Then by lunch, I would be skipping since school is a prison of creativity. Well, some school systems, as they are now. Let me preface. Yeah, I mean preface, preface. There we go. Yeah, unfortunately, say here in South Africa as well. I feel like the South African school system is very similar to the American school system. We even had in our English classes, I had to read To Kill a Mockingbird, The Great Gatsby, Lord of the Flies. Like we also read those in high school, so I was very surprised to learn that that is mandatory reading in high school in America as well. I'm the same way. I've I always have the most flabbergasted look on my face when they think they are bringing me down by criticizing my hair, clothes, or size of my backside. Dude, I'm a mom. Bring it. Yeah, goodness. If you've been a mom, you probably are one of the most powerful beings in existence. Have realized life. You've seen some shit. Nobody's going to be able to stretch. Love is the answer. It is. and we're gonna keep teaching people that, and hopefully eventually people will start acing their tests. Red, let's yes. Here is something society puts so much stress on to take yourself out of that and get rid of it altogether to show, look at me. I am me, and you can't hide me or alter me with this societal hat. Can be so empowering. My favorite day at work ever was also a heavy hearted day. We did a cancer event for a child client we had forever. We raised money and shaved so many heads, including my own, for support. The amount of love shown from the loss of hair. We are all extremely beautiful beings. That's what I'll continue your message with, Isaac. I couldn't agree more, friend. Thank you so much for sharing that story. Kids with cancer, dude, please. Yesterday, I was so devastated by the story of that. It, like, I wish I could, like, dissolve myself, melt myself into the planet, and then that energy just goes to cure all kids of cancer. Like, if I could do that, melt me quickly, please. But it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Hopefully, with CRISPR, we'll figure it out. We're probably going to. I have relatively thin skin, and I have done from years of being worn down by kids at school and my mum. Self love wasn't even a concept in my mind until adulthood, but it's so important. Cutting off my long hair made me feel super empowered, and my mom hates me with short hair, so even better. Thank you for taking care of yourself, Jem. I feel like I want to be taking even better care of myself sometimes, but the fact that we are taking care of ourselves is where we should focus our attention. How old are you, friend? My body is 23 years old, Phil. Awareness shared is awareness squared. Ooh, I like that actually. Thank you so much for sharing it with me as well. Talking about awareness squared. Hier Nelson goes, jou oë is so sterre. Mag jou dag vol lig wees. Die wortel wil 'n banklening hê. The fuck? So Nelson is like, your eyes are like stars. May your day be full of light. The carrot wants to make a bank loan. What? Thank you for joining us, Nelson. Thank you for taking some time to blast me with some Afrikaans, man. I'm happy that I could have at least read you the words as well. Did you anticipate it would be so juicy? I can't wait till he gets to this. I've gotten to it. What did you think, Jem? I love this so much. I love you, friends. It's not bad. Your eyes are stars. May your day be full of light. The carrot wants a bank loan. Literally, smack dab. Yeah, that's exactly what you said. Man, I wish I could read that. A gem is never late. A gem arrives precisely when she means to. Yes. I'm thinking about, like, in the context, I've used that line as well, where I was at a music festival and I was just sitting, kind of like staring into the world. And then if you stare or if you just melt more, you people assume you're out of it. And I was like melting more, and then I hear these characters next to me. Oh, this dude is so out of it. And I look at them and I'm like, a psychonaut is never too high, never not high enough. He's exactly as high as he means to be. And it was a comical moment. Thank you, Jeff, for sharing that with me as well. Ah, yes, dude. So proud of you. You inspire me. No, you, Isaac. We're inspiring one another. Infinity is the name of one of my body parts. Hmm. Nova, thank you for joining me, brother Bear. What's the time? Probably 2 a.m., right? How did yesterday go? Did my prayers help, dude? I hope so. My favorite. You look so familiar to one of my friends. Could have sworn you were Luke at first. Maybe I am super ego. I'm just Luke, but not Luke as me. 2:25 a.m. Nelson, this dude stays up at 2 a.m. Like, you're living in Australia, right, Nova? How, dude? How do you do that? How do you do it consistently? Like, are you drinking a lot of coffee in the mornings? Do you still have access to ADHD medications? I didn't really work. I was praying it would, but no. Damn it, I'm gonna pray some more for you again, dude. I see a upvote, like a little, you're going up, dude. All the up. I drink coffee. Okay, makes sense. I can stay up simple. I mean, some people do manage with less sleep. I know that is a thing. There's a genetic, little bit that if you change it, you can just get 4 hours of sleep pretty easily, and that's more than enough. Oh goodness, I I'm looking forward to being able to knock out my myostatin gene. Probably within the next 5 years. I think it will be possible within the next 5 years. And if you don't know what that is, myostatin is a gene within us that basically downregulates the amount of muscle we can produce. So when your body starts producing muscle or starts to grow muscle, myostatin is going to be the chemical analog that tells it to stop. So if you edit the myostatin gene out of your body doesn't tell your muscles to stop growing. And you're like, oh, Mel, that's going to be so bad for you. No, there's like a theoretical limit that skeletal mass can hit. And it's only affecting your skeletal mass. It doesn't affect, heart muscles and stuff like that, which is pretty sick. Where can I get room mushes? I mean, they grow out of the ground sometimes. You can buy them at stores, cook yourself a delicious meal. I would recommend those above the ones growing from the ground because they might be poisonous. I can't do no. I just stay up. It's hard for me to even sleep on time. I can never sleep early unless I haven't slept at all the day before. Thank you for letting me know. Hello, mama.
Hello, Melody.
Nog mijn stuff gebring. My new tripod is here. So with the money you friends sent me, I now actually have the means to start buying things for the stream. And this is one of the first things. We got a proper tripod finally, and this is uh, a phone holder for that one. And then maybe we're gonna 3D print something to hold that phone because this is what our streaming setup has been looking like this whole time. It's like a shtick, and then I have a hairband that holds onto a chair, and then that chair is on a on a brick, and then that thing has like a janky 3D printed holder for these little sticks, and then that is also a 3D printed mount. Yeah, 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 yeah. Technology. Like me and my brother basically co-designed this little stream holder. When I started the streaming journey, or the first day that I planned on starting the streaming journey, I had this vision in my head where I could see this 3D printed part, realized, and worked with him, got it 3D printed, and now we have had that streaming setup for as long as we have. Damn, can I see? Yes, you can, Nova. I love you to bits, dude. So I'll take you out as well. There you go. The streaming setup. Ooh, this wide lens is looking pretty tasty. My main phone, the little thing that holds this phone, the hairband that holds it onto the chair so it's actually stable so I don't move it if I'm touching it. And then that thing is also, arched up by a brick there so I actually have it level. Mm, there we go. Skadoosh. Stop trolling Melty. No, 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 no. If anybody has trolling rights, it's Nelson. Like I would love to be trolled by Nelson. I think I would probably, would have to get buried afterwards after Nelson trolls me because I would just, require an ambulance or something, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. Yeah, we're totally different than I thought. I imagine it would be on a fence in the middle of a field. I thought I imagined to be on a fence in the middle of a field. Not quite. No, not quite, my friend. No, like the house is pretty much right there, and then there's a bunch of field behind us. Mm, yeah, are you watching me? V-Slag. Thank you for joining us, V-Slag. It's so nice to have you here, my friend. Mind your bleachless business. Good morning, Melt. Thanks for the dance. Soon, Cup of Joe. Thanks for the dance. Soon. Cup of Joe, my friend. I appreciate you responding to me. Thank you, successful party. I appreciate you so much, my friend. Like yesterday's dance was such a blessing to be able to share with you, friends, and I appreciate you sharing the energy with me as well. Hugs, everyone. Queen of lurking. Did you like my new frock? Frock? What is a frock, Nelson? I'm scared, dude. I'm so scared. When the trolls beg for validation. Ninja Danner, I've been missing you, friend. Thank you for joining us again. It's so nice to have you here, man. How are you doing? How's little fruit cup doing as well? Little Marley. Okay, then, let into heaven. I suspect originates from where many religions refer to being judged when you die. Absolutely. Some interpret this as getting to the gates of heaven, then being judged on scales to be let in or sent to hell, though I'm skeptical. But I prefer wholesome content like on B being headbutted by a baby goat. So freaking cute. I agree with that as well, Sarvinia. And yesterday, me and my dad had a chat about it as well. You know, from my perspective, the perspective I've had has been somewhat influenced by my ability to experience the psychedelic realm, or you can call it the spiritual realm as well. And my dad being in his 50s, and us having, proper evidence that these things are good for our brains, neurogenerative for our brains, can help us out of slumps, can help us reevaluate our lives, can help us see things in a new light. It's something that I want for my dad. And my dad is like, nah, like I think psychedelics is wrong, he says to me. Why do you think Christianity is wrong? And without missing a beat, I'm like, because the whole religion is built on guilt and separation. And then, as you just said, people are being judged. You have to be judged because you're either guilty or you're not guilty. And then the reason you're being judged is because you're this separate little entity that has been doing all of these wrong things. And now, after being judged, you might be let into heaven. It's completely contrived, totally different than I thought. I've seen 111, 444, 122 a lot today, and even 777. Do you look them up? So, what I would recommend to you, Nova, is every time you see one and you feel, why am I seeing it? Go and look it up. Even if it's a bad trip, you've learned from it. Oh, yes. My bad trips were the trips I learned the most from, interestingly enough. Mm, really is your color. The length is perfect with those heels too. So much love being shared. Oh my gosh. Just thinking about how much I love that. Like we were talking about, shaving your heads today, Kira Burb. So like you actually had, direct experience of that very recently. Would you like to share your experience? I mean, if you're going to skate on the thin ice during climate change, they'd better know how to swim as well. There's a bunch of cows coming in. Mama! Het jullie die hek opgelost? Dan het die beeste die hek opgemaakt. The cows open the gates themselves, and then they really manically run into our garden because we have a bunch of yummies. Ja, ek weet. Hulle doen dit die laaste tyd basically 3 keer 'n dag. Jy moet daai hoek aansit. Maar dit's rustig. Jy kan hulle los. Probably gonna have some cows in frame. You hear how the gooses are like screaming because the cows don't like them for some reason. Cows are sure they're smart. They're so smart, dude. Absolutely. I have no doubt in my heart that these animals are smart. They're like sometimes I think they're smarter than they would like we would like to give them credit for. I could have watched that all day. Me too. I enjoyed the inevitable backtrack once they're called on their trolling, and then a little "don't get triggered, bro," which is funny because that's what they want in the first place. Yeah, it's like yes. Oh no, the consequences of my own actions. I really enjoyed seeing you around. Thank you for making my day. So much freaking love. Triggered trolls. Getting triggered. You're the best. Right? That meowdy makes me smile every single stream. Me too. Interestingly enough, Jem. You made mine and I bet many others' days with that stream. You were questioning ourselves before you. Now you're simply participating. So much love being shared. I adore you. Saint Balrix is my favorite. Shaving for them is the best feeling. Bless you. There we go. Kira Burr being in the frequency as well with us. So great. I loved your energy that morning as well. Thank you for the gold. Super ego. Man, these cows are spicy. They're like really running in, trying to make the most of how much they can eat. I'm probably gonna have to be the one that's gonna chase them out of the garden again. Maybe I'll take you friends with me. My favorite moment in this stream is currently the goose flying in the background. I'm not sure if you can top that beautiful, funny moment, to be honest. Nova, I'll just have to, like do a bunch of skid comics. Oh, walking, slips on banana, falls on back. Take care. I don't have to be anything else, Nova. I'm an infinite being, dude. I don't have to dance to satisfy your whims. But I will. I still will. That's the thing. I guess you know that. Some people don't question things, just accept and do what they're told, what they're trolled. Yeah, that's true as well, unfortunately. Some people even want that, Ninja. Like the act of thinking for themselves is so beautiful, or beautiful, I say, so difficult that they don't. Nova, yes, but so are you. That's the thing, dude. Yes, but so are you. I'm not alone. The fact that you can recognize me as such just means that you're the exact same. I'm so curious. What do you think the invisible force is that pulls us to falter in the things that fulfill us, such as stopping a meditation, workout streak? We know we like it. We know we feel better, and we know the things that pull our attention. So, Isaac, it's called resistance. And if you really want to dive deep into this topic, I'd recommend a book to you called The War on Art. Go and search that into Google. You'll find it. The War on Art, and the whole book basically touches on this perspective of resistance in our lives. So every single time we start doing something that we know serves us, exercise, meditation, writing, drawing, whatever it is we want to get good at, we have this resistance initially to it, to actually be there and to do it. But instead of heeding that resistance, we should rewire our minds to take into consideration, oh, I'm feeling resistant to this thing that I want to do. That means I should probably do it. And it's a switch of mindset we can do, Isaac. You have been feeling good mentally for 13 days. Now, that has to be a record for me. So I've done putting the good into all the streams, and I think people dig it. Oh, yes, we did, Gem. I think the world showed you that you're appreciated as well. Anyway, can usually cause negative feelings, yet we do it. What does that come from? Just some random thoughts. Resistance is the way that I think of it. Yay, we have a cow in frame. Not on the well, we have a cow in frame on the YouTubes, but not on the Reddit just yet. Yeah, yeah. Resistance, friend. It's just this feeling within inside of ourselves, and you can think of it as a a limiter. If we could just do everything we wanted to do all the time, we would, and then we would get bored of that as well. So having this resistance within us to get things done makes it all the more satisfying when we do get things done. At least that's the way I've thought about it. There's a cow. A cow, but they're going to be chased away now. They're like trying to eat as many grasses as they can. I'll show you, friends. Freaking cows is. Damn. Look at that smooth pan. Seek. Hey, Lisa, thank you for joining us, friend. It's so nice to have you. Hey, y'all, sending love to everyone. Sending love back to you, my friend. Big animals. They're very big, between 200 and 300 kilograms, like four of me, basically. It's funny and weird. I have a cat named Mook, called Moo Cow. That's so cute. Aren't you scared a cow will come up to you? No. Here's a cow coming up to me now. What's up, dude? What's up? What's up, cow? Nah, not really scared. You know, I'm very much of the mindset that when I die, I'm going to be dead. And, I'm fine with that. But I'm not going to be in a state of fear until that happens. I'm just going to be here. You should name that cow. Her name is 66, dude. I believe. She has a tag. I like naming the cows is like it's a slippery road, dude. Very slippery road. Makes my heart warm. Hi, Gem. Love being shared. Caught the last part of your stream yesterday of the pups. Definitely put a smile on my face. So freaking sweet. It was a bit chaotic, but I wanted to share the gift we received. The kids really enjoyed getting to participate. So freaking beautiful. Nice. Melt the engineer. Mammy, I'm trying. I look forward to being able to engineer more and more things. I just I look forward to having access to the resources, the technology, and the help to be able to realize the things that we want to. I'm gonna name that cow Brown Milk. I like brown milk. Brownie is the name. Thank you, Nova. The stream setup is iconic. It is. Like honestly, Jovan, it is iconic. Like there's like something in me that feels it's so rugged and so bare bones and like it gets the job done that it makes me kind of happy. That's innovative. How is COVID out in South Africa? It's pretty brutal, Phil. It's pretty brutal, dude. A lot of people are dying, man. Melt guy. I melt, mammy. So much love to you. Dedicated streamer 9000. Yeah. Yeah, that's really like the first day that we streamed, we didn't have this setup, and you can even see on the YouTube video like the camera angle is a bit wonky, and then we started to get this set up properly, and in my opinion, it's been pretty good ever since. How behind in comments is he like 13 minutes, Lisa? Like I'm trying to catch up. I've been trying to catch up since the very start, but you know how it be. Hoe klink 'n een hand klap? Dis hoe. Nelson, Ian on Klopp, dude. I wonder what happens after you die. What happens to your soul, I wonder? Nothing. Nothing happens to your soul, friend. It's like, asking what happens to water when I pour it onto the ground. Surely there's no more water in the cup, but that water isn't gone. That water isn't destroyed. That water doesn't, suddenly dematerialize as soon as it hits the ground. It just becomes a part of the ground, goes into the ground, could nourish the little microorganisms in the ground, the grass that's growing in the ground. And the fractal continues. Nothing happens, friend. What makes you think non-experience exists when the very experience is not even appearing as it is, dude? Do you believe in heaven and hell? Yes, I do, friend. I believe we can have heaven or hell right now where we are as well. If you're constantly telling yourself, oh, this is wrong, I need to do this, I'm so stupid for having done that, no, you'll be in a state of hell right where you are. And if you do the opposite of that, you can be in a state of heaven as well. Yeah, I do. Thank you for the wholesome AF. Must be like autofocus. Wholesome autofocus. No, can't be autofocus. Wholesome. Okay, I'm gonna stop the rant. The hairband wins the day. Truly wholesome AF. Thank you. Thank you so much, brother Brandon. I appreciate that. In Texas, I believe it's called Southern Engineering. Oh yeah, 100%. Mel giving me free trolling rights law. Melt, you are living in the future with the streaming setup. Pure creative genius. Your friends are flattering me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Like it's like, and I'm thinking about on B right now. Do what you can with what you have where you are. And that's exactly what this is. Not like you ever needed them. Oh no, I wish I could take care of you. Hoping it gets way less crappy very soon. Did I miss Mammy's message? I did. Not gonna lie, crappy, but it's. Oh yeah, Mammy has been sick. I'm getting better soon. She's had bronchitis. Was it bronchitis? Yeah. Have your tablets been working, Mammy? I hope you're getting better fast. I'm so excited for 2030. I cannot wait. Unfortunately, you will have to, Nova. Waiting is the one thing that we'll have to do in order to get 2030. But I am also looking forward to the year 2030. I think it's gonna be lit. I like, unfortunately, I a part of me knows that I shouldn't just be excited about that. I'm excited about technology, dude. Like I really look forward to being able to create even more and being able to share even more. Not like you ever needed them. Uh, I did, but I would just never. Oh, I would just never have the intention for my melty. Like it's so like I've been thinking about you a lot, Nelson. Like yesterday I tuned into Nelson's stream, and he mentioned to me that other characters will tune into his stream and be like, "Yeah, this melt character, I'm not buying what he's selling or whatever. And just Nelson sharing his perspective on that and mentioning that the very first time he started tuning into these streams, he hated me, absolutely. And Nelson, you would be surprised, friend, how many people hate me the first time they meet me. I would say every single person hates me the first time they meet me. So many people hate me, dude. And I'm okay with it, because I know what part of me they hate. And I can see that. I used to hate that as well. And it's not because I'm trying to be funny. It's just because I believe in it. I actually believe in it now. Where it used to be just this thing that is out there, now it is something that I can feel for myself. And seeing that you see that, seeing that you have become such a beautiful part of the space as well. Start streaming yourself, building a community, having these psychedelic freaking, mirror faced, turns you into a baby. You're such a freaking awesome dude. I'm so, so grateful to have you a part of the space as well. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you for keeping it real, friend. Oh, yes. Healing and strength vibes coming your way. Thank you for sending love to our mammy friend. Could you roast me? Yo, gem. A frock is a long shirt. The more I know, Nelson. The more I know, the more I know, the more I know, the more I know. Thank you for letting me know more. I thought a frock was a dress. The more we know, Gem. With some time and mushrooms. What bushy is her kryptonite. I've done my homework. Veggies and herbs. I would add a little dash of sea salt to a roasted gem. It's enough for me to go around. I remember that Kali asked me that. Nom nom. When Melt speaks another language. Hou hier van. As ek 'n ander taal praat, Lisa. Me being a little bit weird. I was like, do you like it when I speak another language? My grandmother, I mean, I guess it depends on the language as well. My grandmother used to wear them as it was always the same as a skirt but longer. That said, I didn't watch her get dressed. Nelson just prefacing, like, just so that if there was a possibility that you thought anything else. Did you ever have any gaming consoles growing up? I bought myself a PlayStation 3. Before that, we had the PlayStation 2. And before that, we had the PlayStation 1. But after that, never had a gaming console again. Then I got into PC gaming, and I've been in PC gaming since, even though I probably spent like at most, genuinely at most, 100 hours playing games in the last year and a half. And I don't know if I feel bad about that. Like I wish I still enjoy playing games as much as I used to. I'm scared about robots and AI in the future. I'm very excited about robots and AI in the future, actually, dude. I think it's going to be one of the things that is going to alleviate so much human suffering. What if they take over? If they take over, friend, then they take over. you know, that's going to be the case. All we can do is be here until that is where it's going to be. We don't have to be anywhere else. The robots aren't going to do any worse, I believe. If anything, they might have more wisdom how to get this system fixed. Cows don't like geese because geese are douchey. I mean, they can be very much so. Douchey? I guess that's the way you're supposed to say it. My dad would sometimes buy my mom a frock, PS4, Nintendo Switch. Fun things to waste on because I have nothing better to do. Start drawing, dude. Didn't you say you were drawing? No, no, you were making music. Isn't that right, Nova? How about that, dude? Every hour of gaming, reward yourself with an hour of gaming after spending an hour making music. Me nudging you. Come on, Nova. Come fucking Nova. Come on. Come on, Nova. Come on, you can do it. My dad would sometimes buy my mom a frock as a Christmas present It was always a dress, but my dad often forgot the names. So who knows? I don't know either, friend. Not a gentleman necessarily. Cows are trolling this morning too. You were watching, weren't you? Oh, frog. Definitely questionable. For some friends that don't know or may be curious. Oh, freaking Uncle Becky, thank you so much for tagging the Meltmore Patreon. And your friends are like, oh goodness, why would I support this character? You know, like I sure just supporting me for what it is we're doing here might be difficult. I guess I show up every day for you friends, and I do that without expecting anything in return. But I do now make daily works of art. So every single day I have to take a screenshot or a photo for my YouTube thumbnail, and then I take that YouTube thumbnail and I fold it into a fractal, and then I fold those fractals around the numbers 1 to 9. And then every single day I give you access to these fractals for as little as 1 Dara on the Patreon. Thank you, friends, for being willing to support me, even just for being willing to listen to me in this moment. Can't make up anything new. I'm not happy with the music I create. I'm not creative enough, so I've kind of given up on creating music. Nova, bruh, dude, you think, like, go and watch my streams when I just started. You'll see me not knowing what I'm doing as well. You'll see me feeling like I'm doing things wrong as well, dude. It's practice. It's only practice. Just made basic songs. I wish were more complex. Keep making basic songs, and then you'll be able to make complex songs. You know, like if imagine, oh yes, I really would like to paint, says Michelangelo, draws the the OG freaking painting of Adam, touching the finger of God. First try. That would be way too much, dude. It would be impossible to do that. He started off with like stick figures, probably. Just can't figure out anything new. Nova, you don't need to, friend. Do what's been done. Keep doing what's been done. Figure out why they're doing things the way they're doing them. And then you'll be equipped with the ability to do new things as well when you want to. She has a tick that is really embedded in her skin here. Ah, there we go. Got it. Little asshole. She's being a little shenanigans machine. It's too hard for you to be doing this to me, yo. Okay, thanks. Nova, I believe in you, dude. I believe in you, dude. Believe in yourself, man. Love yourself, dude. You can. You can. The fact that you can make basic songs, even the fact that you can make, songs that you're not happy with, is better than I've done. I want to make music. I haven't even made songs that I'm not happy with. How about that, dude? So you're already a step above where I am. Keep going. Keep going. I believe in you, dude. I believe in you. Nels, I'm always watching you. Gotta go to the actual beach with 2 glass jars for streaming later. Glass, two glass jar. What are you gonna do with the glass jars, Nelson? Goodness. What are you gonna do with those glass jars? Always remembering, dude. We love you, Nova. We love you so much, bro. Like this space is made with the intention to encourage one another to create, to show up for the things that we want to create, and we do. I'm trying to be a living example of showing up for the things I believe in, and what we're doing right now is me showing up for the things I believe in. We've done it for 411 days, and you don't have to show up every single day for the thing you believe in. Do it once a week, do it once a month. Just show up. You silly. Oh, you silly thing. Random, but we got a package from Mrs. Shell yesterday, and her homemade cookies are giving me life right now. How freaking amazing is that to be receiving homemade cookies from a friend who saw you on Rhyme? Goodness. The amount of love that we have for one another is astounding. Oh, you silly thing. You silly. Her peeling out. Like she doesn't want to escape. She just doesn't want to be constricted. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Doesn't want to be constricted. You silly thing. Oh, you silly, silly. You silly thing. You. Ray, hey, relax. Thank you. You're too hot. I love you to bits, but go and play somewhere, okay? He comes and plays here again. You freaking silly thing. You. Stop it, you. Stop it, stop it. Okay, you silly, silly. Fine, fine. Let's go there. It's hot. It's too hot. You're too hot for me to be doing this. It's too warm for you to be doing this. It's too warm. It's too warm. You're producing body heat, and I'm also producing body heat, and the world is producing heat. It's too much heat, yo. That's too much heat for me to handle. Yeah, it's too much heat for me to handle. Cannot handle that much heat. You can sit there. You can sit there because you're not touching that much. Okay, maybe. Like I'm trying to make her mildly uncomfortable so she can be like, nah, heck this. I'm gonna go somewhere else. But no, I am losing. What are your thoughts on shrooms? And what strain, if you have tried? Um, so mostly, mostly cubensis, and a cube is a cube. So on that level, they're pretty much all the same. I have had access with penis envies as well, which technically aren't cubensis, as far as I understand. But yeah, I believe they have a lot of potential for healing our medical ailments, not medical, mental ailments, especially when it comes to depression and being able to reframe our lives in a way that we might not have been able to otherwise. But I would suggest that you do some of your own research. Gembits TM coming soon to a store near you. 100% tender, juicy gem, all flavor, all broken teeth. Get yours now. A pack of 12 for only 9.99. Yes, Gembits, Gembits. No, stop it! I was like, yes, gem bits, and then I was like trying to imagine gem getting processed into bits, and my mind was like, please stop, please stop doing that right now. Depression sucks. Yes, it does, dude. Yes, it does. Oh, yes. Especially depression to the point where it it saps you. You don't see a point anymore. And I was at that point in my life as well. If you are at that point, friend, reach out. Please, 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 please reach out to me, to any of these friends. Literally any of these friends. Right now, Woman in a Van, Jem, Baked Potato, Lisa, Nelson the dog, Nelson, Uncle Becky, Brandon. If you reach out to us, friends, we'll share love with you. Please do not feel any hesitance to reaching out. Weirdly rotting off my body as soon as I read that. I gotta call Finger Hut, Finger Hut to carry this jam. Cried a bit watching the unboxing. So much freaking love to you, friends. Jesus Toast and Moses cookies. They're like fluffy chocolate cookies with chocolate chips icing, topped with coconut and nuts, I believe. Goodness, that sounds amazing. I don't think I've ever seen a cookie like that, Auntie. Poor wee granite. It's a nice game. That whip. The whip. My dad whipping the whip. Stop trying to change the subject. The end of the afternoon stream, I couldn't hold it, but paired with some laughter, the kids helped distract the tears in the evening stream. While Papa knows how to crack a whip, he really likes doing that, Jovan. He'll just stand here and just crack the whip over and over again, and then I'll come outside and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm cracking a whip." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Why? Why are you doing this?" Oh, there my freaking stream drops. I think it's a good note to end the stream on. Maybe, some of you friends will have tuned over to the YouTube, but it's been a 2-hour stream. I'm very tired. I have to go to the bathroom. And I feel like we had such an amazing time sharing some space with one another today. It's crazy to me how much our movements matter, how moving ourselves from one space to another can create a whole new energy. You know, every single time I allow myself to move myself into this space, I find myself very much here. And I know that sounds kind of, mm, but I feel present. I actually feel present in these streams where I can feel very scatterbrained normally in my life. And you'll see me sometimes getting a little bit scatterbrained for a second, and I try and get it back. Credit to you. Yeah, I did. Would you let our friends know that I'm going to end the stream, Jovan? Like I'm gonna finish here on the YouTube and then end it. Thank you, Jovan. Thank you, Nova. Must feel great. I mean, the fact that it makes other people feel great makes me feel great, Nova. You know, and I've seen that. I've seen that very very really realistically. I felt it as well. You know, being in a stream with other friends, communicating, contributing to the same idea, the same feeling, you know, kind of going back and forth about what's being said, laughing about things, just having that camaraderie is so, so valuable. Helping people feels great. That it does, Nova. That it does. Thank you for considering, for believing that you can help people as well. I love you, friends, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.